Hello, everyone, and welcome to Comics News Today. Well, we got some interesting topics here. We got a lot of you waiting down in the chat, so it'll be cool. Just remember the whole time, if you have any questions, go ahead and talk to us. So let's take a look who we have here with us today. How you doing today, Booster?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much.
All right, and of course we have Mr. DeWolf with us. Very nice.
Great big Western howdy to everyone.
All right, and of course our intrepid Denali. How are you today, sir?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited for today's news and aloha gang.
All right. Well, we have some updates as usual, and we'll go ahead and get into those first. We have our art contest that we've been talking about. Now, the art contest is really cool. What we're going to do is we want everyone to create a fan speak logo and a mascot. And we will have a vote for that, a straw poll. We'll use it inside a live chat and then have everyone vote on that. And the winner, the top three, will come over to us and we will choose one of them to be the winner. And that winner will actually get be part of our ad for Fanspeak in Alterna Comics, a full page ad. So it's a really cool contest. You get to have your art actually in a comic book. So all of you artists out there, get busy and start submitting that. And you can submit that at the Fanspeak Facebook page, and the link's right down there below. The next thing we have is, of course, always remember any art you want to put in, of course, or any submission of reviews of comic books or opinions on comics news or what have you, just go ahead and put those in the Fanspeak Facebook page, and we will share them on Fanspeak. Another thing we want to talk about is the Comics Titans fundraiser. Now, this is something that's going on with Pope Fire. She's doing that with Eric Ninotowski and a few other people. It's a really cool idea. She's having a charity raffle, and the tickets are $3 for one, 5 for two. And this will be held on October 31st. Will be the raffle, and all those proceeds are going to go toward helping people who don't have enough money or funds available to get some of these Indiegogo comic books, and it's going to help them out. So go over and support that. That's a lot of fun, I think. Also, just a little bit of an announcement. We are now putting our live shows, particularly the ones with interviews with our art guests like Gary Shipman and Art T. Bear and such, on Anchor. And of course, seeing as it's on Anchor, it also shares with Pocket Casts and Stitcher. So if you're a podcast person, go check out Fanspeak over there. I got the link down below, and check out our podcast. That might be a good way to drive to work in the morning. So, all right, guys. Is there any other topics you would like to talk about before we head into the news? All right.
Nope.
Well,
I'll probably be entering the little logo competition myself, or some of my fans might. Anyway, some of my fans with really similar art style to me, I reckon.
yes,
You reckon?
you reckon. So I think one thing I have to say, Booster, you do hairy legs really well.
Well, thank you. It's I take great deal of pride in my drawings, especially the amount of detail to hairy legs that I can do.
That's true. Now, Dennis Paraj, who actually joined the Fanspeak Facebook the other day, thank you very much, sir. He's on here, and he has a very interesting comment. He says, was New York Comic Con a financial bust? Are Comic Cons the thing of the past? Interesting question. Anybody here have an answer to that?
Ooh, I don't know how your American cons work, so I'll have to sit out.
Yeah, I personally have no idea
about the finances of NYCC, but we can start digging around and see what we can find. It's a great question.
I think it's talking about how, the perception of cons are going downhill with attendance. I know with the New York Comic Con, the attendance were still good and busy, but it's not bringing the same draw to those types of con. And it's going to have to be retool if the trends continue as well. So it might come back to the roots where, dedicated people who wanted to talk to each other about their passion comes in and not have the extravagance of companies, like those big giant displays and booths that occurs, that were occurring, could be a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Because
San Diego
everybody-
is definitely going down. Yeah.
Actually, I think it's more of a thing of the present. The past was well, the present's bad. I'm sorry. No, I maybe got what you said was wrong. I mean, the actual subject matter at hand, whether or not the Comic-Con is viable. I think maybe currently they're not, but we all know we're in comics revival. So in the future, the Comic-Cons are going to be great, and I'll be continuing pushing this concept in a further stream.
Wow,
yeah,
cool.
but most likely we won't see kind of like those big company pouring money because they're just seeing that they can do their own cons for their own projects. So
Right.
what they're doing now, where it used to be a convention to say, hey, here's what we're doing, they're just going to say we're making our own individual convention. And since Disney will be owning Fox, owns Marvel, owns Star Wars and Lucasfilms, they can make a convention out of all the properties right there.
And
they don't have to.
And
Yeah.
they did. And that's exactly what hurt the San Diego Comic-Con. I'm not sure how New York is doing, but San Diego was hurt a lot by Disney pulling all their stuff out of there and doing it for the Disney convention that they do. So San Diego has certainly gone down a lot. But then again, San Diego has had a lot of trouble over the years. It's not just one thing. I'm not sure about New York though, but I do know I'm going to see the Tokyo Comic-Con this year. And I'm going to be live streaming from there, so that should be cool. We'll see how it looks,
Awesome.
Right. Yeah, awesome. Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and get into our first story of the day, guys. And it's an interesting one. And it's got a very cool character in it I've always liked. Mojo complains about diversity in comics in X-Men Black preview. Interesting. You guys check out this article?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Denali. Tell us what are they talking about here? This is
So
from Bleeding Cool, by the way.
yeah, by Jude Terror. They're showing the preview of the next X-Men Black Mojo. And they're talking about they use it for the segment of a certain fandom. And he's putting Mojo as the voice of that fandom that complains about, what's wrong with the comic books these
Oh, you mean
days.
us?
Yeah.
We're in a comic book. We are Mojo? Awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, this is how Marvel sees us as.
Yeah, I know. Let's just read this panel right here to give you an idea. It's very clear.
How they get pictures of me and my natural habitat?
There you go, Booster. So why don't you go ahead and read it, man, Booster?
Okay. Want me to do a little voice for him, like a
You
little?
must do a Mojo voice.
I have to do a voice for him. I don't mind some change here and there, as long as it's organic. I just want good stories. So while the old favorites are on a mission, I have chosen to attack the mansion, wiping these Foxmen off of the face of the earth, live on the Mojo stream. It's time to bring back the X-Men classics. Reboot, rebirth. No more New Mutants. How was that? Was that all right?
Yeah, it's not finished.
Well, actually, that's kind of funny because Marvel already done that.
For too long, the new group of mutants I grew up with have been overshadowed by new characters. Characters that are designed to appeal to changing demographics. At the expense of true fans like myself.
Oh, wow. It's hilarious because, it's so obvious. They don't even have the ability to be subtle in their writing. It's literally, we have been made into Mojo. This one of the spineless ones. How great is that? All right, but this story goes
It
on.
gets even better.
It gets even better.
Does any other medium hate their fans as much as comics?
No, man,
Finally,
they hate us a lot.
man takes center stage.
But
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
The
what-
most successful producer ever to pack the cross-time airway, the man himself. Mojo has another plan in place to boost his rating at the X-Men expense. And I'm sure he would say it's the most important comic book you'll ever read.
Oh my. Go ahead, DeWolf, man. What do you got to say?
Just well, it would actually be interesting and funny and relevant if it was correct. If I read this correctly or hear it correctly as it was read, then isn't it saying that Mojo wants rebooting, rebirthing, but wait, we don't. We want the same old characters acting the same way, and we want new characters. Mojo says he doesn't want new characters.
Yeah.
So the argument is wrong.
No, they're just trying to be insulting. They chose Mojo because he is this ugly, obscene thing. He's one of the spineless ones, and this is all intentional. It's just this very hit him with a hammer type of thing. There's no subtlety. There's no cleverness to it. It's just the typical stuff which we've been complaining about. They just don't listen. We're complaining about bad writing and bad art, although the art's not bad here.
Right.
But
Well,
this is where
it's also wrong.
it's
also the wrong argument. It's just like as if he would have pointed a finger right out of the screen, or someone else on there would have said, "Oh, look, and Mojo's racist."
Wasn't Superboy Prime designed for a similar reason about 10 years ago?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's why everybody didn't like Superboy Prime for that same reason.
Yeah, because he was a character that was kind of reflecting fan complaints.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, they're just very petty people, and which would be normally fine, but they can be any way they want. They're creative types, and that's fine. What the problem is the editors. And the real mistake Marvel has made is they've gone out and hired a bunch of young people, mainly women, but young people who have no experience being editors to do the job. And this is the problem. The editor is the one that keeps a cap on things. They're the one who controls the situation and makes sure that everything is being done the way it needs to be done. And they don't have that kind of thing in place over there right now. They have all these young people who not only agree with these kind of silly comments, they're probably sitting there demanding it from the artist, and most of them are probably just shutting up and doing it. That's the problem. It's the editors, really, right? Because creative types always tend to be liberal, and they always have something to say, and that's fine. But the problem is with these editors, and I guess it's that milkshake crew, right? But this is where it gets really interesting, because the first thing shows that they're obviously attacking anybody who disagrees with us, which is us over here at Comicsgate. Is this meant to represent Ethan directly? Maybe. But this next point shows the other big problem with what's going on over there. DeWolf, you want to give your go ahead and give a try to your own Mojo impersonation?
Just quickly, I just saw that Jordan D. White was the editor there, so that explains a lot.
It does. It does. Exactly what we're talking about, right? But come on, DeWolf, let's see your Mojo. Can you do a good Mojo?
Oh, we will attempt. Okay, fine. Underneath the Empire State Building. Sound speed. Let's take it from the top. Attention, citizens of the Mojoverse. I almost envy you pitiful, unfamous words, for you shall soon witness the premium broadcasting event of the season. My new dastardly scheme to kill the X-Men. I don't mind some change here and there as long as it's organic. I just want good stories. So while the old favorites are on a mission, I have chosen to attack the mansion, wiping these foemen off the face of the earth. Live on the Mojo stream. It's time to bring back the X-Men classics. Reboot, rebirth, no more new mutants. Just pie. I want pie.
Yeah, just pie.
Is that a little callback to No More Mutants?
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's a comparison directly between DeWolf and Booster. Now let's go to the real cringy part down here at the bottom, because it seems that Mojo is going to get some coffee in the city in this incredibly awesome disguise he has. No one's going to notice. And
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles school of disguise.
No. We need a southern accent. Hey, y'all. Pardon me, my lovelies. If you must be physically if not mentally exhausted? Has she been running throughout my dreams all night? No, that's stupid. It's ironic that in the Mojo verse, I'm a slaver because you've gone and enslaved my heart. No, no good either. Funny, we met in a coffee shop because I like you like a latte.
Oh no.
Okay, first thing, Denelli, there was nothing southern about that.
I
No,
think that's
no,
the
no,
point.
no. Yeah, that's the point.
It's the Mojo trying to do it.
Exactly.
I see. Well, what he's doing here is he's trying to come up with lines to hit on a girl. Mojo is going to hit on a girl in a coffee shop. I am not kidding you.
Hmm.
It's not a joke. Mojo is going to a coffee shop right now to hit on a girl, and it is ridiculous. It's so
Well,
poorly written. It has no concept to the character, and this is something you see guys see a lot. The characters are completely inconsistent. They are different from one panel to the next. They can't make a decision on what a character is, and this is once again editors. Um, and he just goes on here, and he's going to talk to this girl. This of course, she's got pink purple hair. Who is this character anyway, Janelle?
no clue. I think just the girl that he's trying to strike a conversation and a date with.
So she's not a mutant or something like that.
Nah.
I bet
But-
she'll be fun to have a conversation with.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But he's trying to come up with his lines. He botches it horribly. And then of course we have this guy who's one of the mutants. Is he a new mutant or just a general part
Ooh.
of the
He's the glob.
glob?
What?
Yeah, I've seen him before. But he comes over and he tries to talk to him, have a sit down and talk to him about how badly he just struck out and maybe he needs a wingman. But it's just silly. What is going on here? This is not Mojo, and this writing is dumb and simple. It's sigh.
Wow. Yeah. And you know, everyone knows that actual real comics gate creators don't even hit on women like that. You know, they just like to beat them up or something. That's what I've heard.
No, they're all
Okay.
incels, even though half of them are married.
Oh, and there's that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Can we drag this on even worse? Oh my
But-
goodness.
The only thing that what struck me the most, I think that was a parody of the umbrella guy without the umbrella, because he's wearing the whole trench coat and everything, and he's been pretty much vocal about.
Hey,
No,
uh,
I think it was the typical trench coat trying to be in disguise thing.
Yeah.
Could
yeah.
be.
We do have one go over here in the comments real quick, and guys, keep your eyes in there if there's something you want to mention from the comments. But Captain Canada has an opinion. Lame voice booster. Okay.
Joshua Hughes said,
I'm going to ban him.
nice.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Joshua says that he represents the toxic masculinity for the cringy Marvel humor.
I guess. Yeah. I think that's the idea. Yeah. Oh, well, Well, let's move on. Talking about cringe, we have more. Would you guys like some more cringe? I'm sure you do. Let's go ahead and.
I always enjoy some cringe. It's one of my favorite forms of humor.
All right, let's get into some more cringe. This is from Bounding Into Comics, and we have Star Wars writer Chuck Wendig calls for violence against Trump supporters. Oh my!
That is one hell of a soy face. My
Yes.
goodness.
Now, before we get into these tweets and reading them, and that I think that'll be fun. I wanna address the soy face for a second, if you guys don't mind. I've been wondering about the soy face for quite a while. Where did it come from? What is its mysterious origins? What does it represent? Well, guys, I think I've figured it out. I think I have. Would you like to? Would you like to see my opinion on the origin of this problem?
Don't look at
yeah.
it. Close your eyes.
No, I think I found it, guys. I think I got it.
Okay.
Where
Here
is
it is. It's right there. I get it now. Mystery
Yeah.
solved.
There you go.
Brilliant.
If for those of you who don't know, that is a clip of Mr. Sutherland from Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and I see the resemblance. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're alien possessed crazy people.
Ironically, just showing everything.
you.
Finally make sense, that's for sure.
It does. I think I've solved it. I think I have.
You're
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
genius.
thank you. Thank you. I did my own reporting all by myself. Okay, let's
And
get
you
into it. What'd you say?
And you're also an editor of that particular, piece.
I am. Yes, I am.
Oh, that
Thank
makes you almost as prestigious as Rich Johnson. How does that feel?
you. Booster, we're supposed to be friends,
Boom.
All right. Let's get into this here. Star Wars writer Chuck Wendig is back to his old ways, but this time he's calling for violence against Trump supporters and those who oppose his own political beliefs. Wendig isn't a stranger to those long-winded, crazed rants. He's previously has called Star Wars fans white supremacists. Okay, well, Booster is. He's threatened to sue people over a parody shirt. That's very interesting. He would then go on a profanity-laced rant decrying Star Wars fans, claiming they come from a poisoned septic wellspring. He would then describe the wellspring as toxic masculinity and white privilege. He would even make the bizarre claim that as a writer, he doesn't make products. But his latest meltdown is the worst, as he has actually called for violence and harassment of Trump supporters. Mr. DeWolf, why don't you read this first little tweet here? Let's see how old Mr. Chuck Wendig is starting out his rant today.
Yeah, goodness. There will be renewed calls for civility. Ignore them. They ask for civility as a way for you to grant them complicity in what they do. Which I know I
They
can't.
got 50,000 bloody little hearts as well. That's a real great sign of the times.
Well, let's take a look at that. That is 51,000 hearts, likes, and 18,000 comments. That's kind of interesting. Let's see how that continues. We've gone from 51,000 down to 5,000, but this is a response, I think. Why don't you go ahead and get this one, Booster?
All right. Civility is for normalcy. When things are normal and working as intended, civility is part of a maintaining balance. But when that balance is gone, civility does not help return it, but rather destabilize it. Destabilize it further.
It's not written correctly. Destabilizes it further.
Yeah. Because your civility gives them cover for evil.
Oh, no.
What?
So don't be nice, because being nice allows evil to succeed.
Bloody
All right, then I
evil
guess we
light is
will not be
PC.
nice to you, Mr. Wendig. Wendig would claim his call for incivility was not a call for violence. He says it's not, DeWolf. Go ahead and let's see if you can get a better Chuck Wendig voice than
I
Booster.
can't. I can't. I am too much of a real normal person and a man to even read this. And any
All right.
sorry.
Therefore,
No.
Denali, you read it.
What?
You are the Denali Lama. You are one with the universe. Read it.
Okay. No, this isn't the same as calling for violence, but it's suggesting that you should not be ashamed for using vigorous, vulgar language, or for standing up in disobedience, or for demanding acknowledgement and action in whatever way you must.
Unbelievable. All right, here. I'll take this one.
Oh,
F
mate.
Trump. He's just the ugly fake gold mask they put on this thing. F all the GOP. F that blundering, bristling brat boy judge. F McConnell, Ryan Grassley, Collins, every last one of them. F them for how they've shamed victims and helped dismantle democracy. I like mine. I think mine's pretty good.
Yeah.
It works. It's very well done.
But I do like how he went from 18 to 0.
He does this. Chuck Wendig, man, he's wonderful. He is video gold, man. Pixel
Oh.
man, dude, read this one and give us your best Chuck Wendig. Let's see.
Oh God. I got to figure out a voice to use real quick. Hold on, let's see here. So we've got the Valley kind of thing coming out of Denali here. We've got I don't know what you did here. Let's see.
I did the Surfer Boy.
Maybe we can do like a Surfer Valley mix or something.
Okay, man, go for it, dude.
Oh man. Okay, hold on. I gotta see this real quick here. They'll tell you to smile. That we need to go back to business. That we ought to heal the rift and blah blah blah. But that's the desire of the savvy bully who wants you to stop crying after he hit you. He wants you to not fight back. But you can cry. And you can fight back.
That was awesome, dude. Yeah. I had that same thought, man. That's great. So get you guys down in the chat. I want you to vote which one of us had the best Chuck Wendig, man. And I'm not insinuating you should vote for me, by the way. But vote. I want to see. All right, this nonsense goes on and on and on. You guys want to read more of this, or just kind of understand that Chuck Wendig is Chuck Wendig?
I think we kind of get what he's about.
Yeah, we do.
What the sad point about this is that the current Star Wars storylines is based off his work, the aftermath, everything that the movies are going forward with after the Return of the Jedi, everything that's been written by him, it's the canon thing that all the movies are going with. So if you hate Star Wars right now, besides the Judgment and the storyline, he's one of the main architects of that storyline.
Well, everyone's voting Pixel to win.
Did you say one about eating a baby?
Yeah. Joshua said that sounded like a soy Donald Trump, Chester. Well, thank you.
So what is it? So
Fake news. I don't believe it.
You are fake news.
That's pretty good. All right, hey, we do have a related thing to Chuck Wendig. So, Booster, why don't you go ahead and throw up the tweet that you found? I thought it was pretty interesting.
I found a pretty juicy one. Let me just get this all working right around here. This one.
It's right back to Pixel.
And our boy James Woods had something to say to our man Chuck Wendig.
James Wood, the amazing James Wood. Go ahead, man.
The very amazing James Woods. So, do you want me to read this Chuck Wendig part first?
Yeah, read the Chuck part, and then James' response.
He had to say, winter is coming, you Calinicks. You prolapse assholes. You grotesque monsters. You racists and rapists. You wretched abusers. You vengeful, petty horrors. And James Wood, he's all like, not surprising that you're well-versed in anal prolapse.
Prolapse of God.
That hurt my brain. Yeah, these guys, they're so vulgar, man.
No, they're just filthy little men. It was just nice to see James Woods get in on that. He's my boy.
Yeah, I like him as well. He's on. I also loved him when he was on the Family Guy stuff, showing up there. That was really cool.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
Distracted. All right. Well, there's some news pieces. There's other things we could talk about. We're getting up on time here, and one thing we want to do in every show is take a look at IndieCron and take a look at how things are going today. Maybe even take a look at one of the smaller Indiegogos and see how they're doing. So let's go ahead and throw that up. Pixel, why don't you tell us how is IndieCron doing, man?
IndieCron's doing well, and today we actually added a new campaign.
Sweet.
Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb just went live today.
Yeah, that's Hyung's book, right?
Yep, and it's already up over $1,000 now. Let's see, I have it at 1125, but since it's new, it may be moving a little bit faster. Something else I did, which you can see there at the top, is I went ahead and put Alternate right at the top of the page here. I added them to the listing for the next couple of days, a day and a half now, and so that's what we're going to be doing there. I'll leave them up so they get their promotion, and then I'll pull them down in a couple of days.
Cool. No, I think it's a good idea, and I love what they're doing over there. I mean, the idea of giving a comic out to the kids when they come trick-or-treating at your door, it's a cool idea. I like it. And they're making it very affordable to do so.
I just wonder how many alternate comics are kid-friendly.
I think he's got a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they're rolling this package.
I'm sure that's the intention, is to give it as a trick or treat, so I'm sure they're all cool. And it's a good way to promotion too.
I think because there's specifically kids, comics aimed for kids.
Yeah.
So if you look at the alternate comics, he lists kind of like which titles are going to each of them.
Yeah, that's cool. I love what he's doing there. Well, let's go down here at the bottom and see where's our total. Okay, $2,113,326, and we just had a
Oy.
page refresh. That's some money. So, Pixel, why don't you tell us which one of these smaller Indiegogo should we take a look at today, man?
You know, there's a bunch of them out here that could really use some love. I actually think that a little bit further up though, but T-Bird and Throttle, I think, needs a
Yeah.
little attention today.
I think so too. I've actually backed this one, just full disclosure. But I love the look of this one. Have you guys checked this one out?
Yeah,
have
it
looked
looks
at it.
great. I love that art style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it's a good idea. What it's looking at is there's a hero who was very famous in the past, but he did something to disgrace himself, and now he's gotta come back and redeem himself, redeem his name, is the general concept. But I love the art. Uh, there is, we can see here the cover, and then murderer, home wrecker, all this kind of stuff. Uh, it's a great art style. If you come down here at the bottom, like right here, this really gives me 80s cartoons feel,
That
yeah.
immediately reminded me of the Bruce Timm's Justice League.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. So Pixel, now you talk to these guys, you vet everyone who comes in. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the conversation, or what you can tell us about the conversation that you had with this creator?
Yeah, so most of the conversations are pretty light. Like
Gives
I said
details.
before, yeah, the juicy details. You know, for this one, it really wasn't a whole lot. He mostly just came in. I talked to him a little bit about what to expect, kind of thing. It was just a handful of questions back and forth really quickly, like what genre he was in and all that kind of stuff. And then he's friendly to Comicsgate, obviously. He's got a lot of people that he knows within the community that he's reached out to get featured and whatnot. The book looks amazing, but him and I mostly just chatted really quickly about the community. Like I said before, with everything else that I do with everyone, I always say this is a community driven system here. Treat the fans right and everything. He agreed to that, and that's kind of where we're at. So I didn't really spend a whole lot of time chatting with him about it. I was busy staring at his artwork and going, "This is great, man."
Yes, this is great. It is, and this is Josh Howard is doing this, and I think we should try to get him on one of these shows with us somewhere, and have a chat with him. Maybe you could try to reach out to him, Pixel, and try to set that up. It'd be cool to sit and have a talk with him. Maybe not necessarily a fan speaker, or maybe. But just reach out to him, man, and see if we can't sit and talk with him, because I really like this. But we have talked about this one before, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. Anybody have any comments on this before we move to the next?
Nope. Comment.
Nope. All right.
And that's
Awesome.
not Nasser in the guy's chest. So
No, it's
Joshua,
not.
no.
It could be. But I
Could
like
be.
the idea. If you go look at all the art, you can see the story they're trying to tell. So, DeWolf, why don't you go ahead and pick one, man? Which one of these would you like to take a look at?
Goodness gracious, you give it to me. I think I want to say Asami, Children of Russo.
So do I. I'm glad you picked it.
And I know I think Denali pointed out that one several weeks ago, and I went, really, let me check this out, and it got looking even better and better.
Mhm.
And as I read through it, the artwork, I mean, let me just say this about the styling. I really enjoy the styling and how it looks,
Yeah.
right where it's from that area. Well, and you live, I guess, closer to that area that you'd see this styling around everywhere. People dress this way. What do you
every day?
Is that coming right out of that?
Yeah, everyone here dresses like a samurai every day. Yeah, sure.
Nice, exactly. See, and that's what we like about these artists and how much they're steeped in the culture. I can't continue it on.
Yeah.
It really looks great, though.
It does.
Yeah.
The art is great. It is a bit bloody. It's not a kid's book, but it looks great. It really does. And this is from Stefan Hart.
Strong young woman. Yeah.
Yeah. and I like it, man. I think it's I think it's a pretty book, and it's made a little bit of money, but it's not at its goal, so it needs some help for sure. All right, let's see. Why don't you go ahead, Booster, and pick one of these smaller ones? We'll take a look at it real quick.
Hey, why don't we scroll down a bit more?
Sure.
Let's check out Dam's Nation of the West.
Yeah, we had them on the show the other day. Yeah.
I've talked to him a couple more times as well. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
I
this is
think
a cool
it's,
looking book.
I think it's criminally underfunded,
It is.
and I think he's got great art. I believe he is one of the first people that EVS did a brutally honest portfolio of.
Yep.
Right?
I remember that.
EVS, well, he, as the title suggested, he gave him a brutally honest little review of his portfolio, and what happened from that? This guy took it to heart, and his artwork has improved drastically. You can see that. I think he's got a great style going on, great paneling, and
I can't go much deeper into the art because it's not safe for work at all. But it is adult for sure. But it does look good. And that we had him on, and he was a really nice guy, and enjoyed talking with him and stuff. And I wish him luck, but he's still sitting at that 123 pounds. You think someone had mentioned, it might have been DeWolf. Do you think it's the pounds that is scaring people off?
I'm not sure if it is. I think it's just a lack of awareness of the book. Because I don't know if he has a following on his own, and I can't remember. I'll have to look back. But I know that part of it is just lack of awareness to be there.
There's no one thing you can put your finger on any of these. It's that combination of time, money, awareness, and everything wrapped up into one to make it a marketing plan.
Yep, that's true. And we were talking about that a little bit the other day, and there needs to be more conversation, Pixel, do you know this guy been on EVS? I mean, we talk about not relying on EVS for everything. People need to build something beyond that. True. But he has a connection to EVS because EVS did a portfolio review of him. It would just make sense that he go on and with EVS now that he has his Indiegogo out. Do you know anything about that?
That's very true, and I don't believe he's actually been featured. I think he'd be well over this point if he had been. That's actually something really important you just pointed out there. Actually, I think I'll reach out to him real quick and just say, hey, you might want to try to harness this or leverage it somehow if you can. Just to say, hey, look, you gave me the review. I've improved. This is my book. Maybe it would be enough to get him at least a mention.
Well, I think that is a direct connection. Yeah, Booster. What do you think on that?
No, absolutely. You should definitely say, I'm one of the first guys that you did a really honest portfolio of, and I really took it to heart, and this is how it looks now. What do you think?
Yeah, and he's also on John Malin stream. I think that's tonight, right now.
Sweet.
So
he is contacting the pros, so maybe he'll...
Oh, apparently he's on Malin right now.
Yeah,
cool.
Apparently.
Yeah, good on him.
Well, he is trying, but I just once again we were talking about the marketing stuff. It's not just about being on the streams, although that helps. It's about marketing.
Yeah.
And I really think some of the ideas we put forward, people need to start looking at. They need to have a conversation. I've seen other people posting on Fanspeak talking about it as well independently. Ideas, channels. And one person had come up and said that why don't we have a channel where all the creators can come together and chat with each other and offer advice and balance themselves out with these Indiegogos. And yeah, we've been saying the exact same thing. As a matter of fact, we have a site and we're here right now. It's called Indiecron. It's exactly what they should be doing. Yeah. Denali, why don't you go ahead and choose our last one to look at here today, man?
Let me see. I guess we can look at, let's see, the newest one that got added on Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb.
Oh,
yeah, we saw Kyung the other day on the Drawn and Quartered, which is very cool. By the way, guys, keep in mind that the Drawn and Quartered is on Mike's channel at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. It's a great thing. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. You got a bunch of these amazing pro artists going together and writing against head-to-head and drawing a chosen character from the chat. Anybody know what's the character this week?
Lobo. I believe.
Lobo, sweet.
Logo.
Oh my
That's
god, that would
cool.
be so cool.
It's gonna be cool. But dude, that's Tuesday, 10 p.m. on Mike's Blacklist Universe channel. Check it out. It is fun. But also on this channel this week, although we're rotating around the community, but on this week, the Join Recorded Fan Edition is going to be on this channel. And I'm going to be hosting it, and we do the same thing, except for it's on Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the day after same time, and we will be doing the same character, so Lobo, and it's really cool because one of the ones we had, maybe the first or second one, the actual artist that won the fan edition, the amateur edition, was invited to the pro show the next week, and he won it, John Dillard. So go check that out, guys. Those are really fun shows. Come over and support those artists, and it's just a lot of fun to see these characters just come to life.
I'm still
But
waiting for my opportunity to get it with the big boys.
Well, you keep trying, man. You're improving every week. I told you, your hairy
Mhm.
legs are amazing. You should
Yeah,
stick to
yeah, absolutely.
It's
that.
magic.
I might draw a hairy Lobo this time.
Yeah.
And-
Okay, Denali, go ahead, man.
Yeah,
Battle
and
Maiden Knuckle Bomb.
yeah, so it's pretty cool. It has the animated kind of look, action comics, and from the start, it looks professional. Something that we've been talking about. What the professionals Indiegogo looks like compared to the amateur. So this is actually, you're already getting hit. Say, go buy this, kind of deal from what it's showing. And it's interesting because he was there. His drawings were pretty awesome.
They are. I'm looking at one right now. It's very cool art. It's clean. He likes powerful legs, I noticed.
Yeah, this will definitely please the weebs.
Yeah, well, but it's actually looks like a character that could go toe to toe with something, man. It's not. I like it. Although I should talk to him. His Japanese is not correct. Well, that's yes, yeah. I mean, I think what he wants to say is "Battle Made a Knuckle Bomb," and that's not what he's saying here. This is not cool Japanese at all.
Grilled cheese with pickles. Is that what it says?
No, it says war woman who has strong knuckles or strong
Yes.
fists.
Oh
is what
dear.
it says. But it's not what he wants. You could actually say this in much cooler Japanese. I think he just was trying to use the kanji, but this needs katakana instead. Japanese has 3 written languages, by the way, guys. Enjoy.
It's
You-
katakana, kanji, and hiragana.
Oh, you get kanji, hiragana, katakana, and we have furigana as well. But it depends on what you want to say when you use it. But anyway, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I will confirm exactly how it should look from my kids because they know that stuff better than me, and I will send him a link, man. But yeah, I like the art.
Looks strong.
Yeah, and if
It
you
is.
like us talking about all this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and hit the bell notification as well.
Absolutely. All right. Well, on that note, Denali, thank you very much. This Knuckle Bomb does look good. It's very anime, but it's well written. I mean, well drawn. I have to go and read those panels, see how they look as well. But let's go over here back to our chat, see if anybody has anything to say.
Does it
Before
actually
we-
read left to right?
Does it?
I'd hope so.
I hope, yeah, so would I.
Hmm.
All right. Well, as usual, we have a lot of Pope Raven and Pope Fire things going on. You guys really enjoy that shtick. Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
And
none of your business mentioned. There's also ComicGate website.org that I guess I think we briefly touched about it before, where they're picking up all the information as well, so you can look at that as well.
yeah, and Hoth Rebel 86 here says that Chuck Wendig shoehorned gender pronouns like Z and Zer into his Star Wars Aftermath book. Of course he did, because that's what Star Wars is all about.
Oh dear.
All right. Well, thank you all very much, guys. This was a fun show. We got to talk a laugh at some of the craziness coming from the outside, and we got to see some cool comics. So let's go ahead and get a closing comment for all our news reporters we have here today. Why don't you go ahead and start, Pixel?
No, just thank you for joining us. This is a fan-based community, and we love your feedback. So anytime you've got something you want us to cover, or you have a newsworthy article that you want to send our way, we've got a page, the Fanspeak page over on Facebook. Please drop us a line there, and we've got, all of us have Twitter accounts, or most of us do. So just hit us up.
Yep. All right, go ahead, Mr. DeWolf.
We did laugh a little bit, but most of that laughing was not in a mean-spirited way, and we're not poking fun at those others. Matter of fact, it's those others that they're not even poking fun and having a laugh at our expense. They're actually doing it in very mean, very hatred, very aggressive ways, and that is a stark contrast. So if you want to be just a normal person, you want to enjoy life and hang out with some good people, then here we are. If you want to, be stuck in the mire of hatred, then there are people out there available for that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Denali.
Well, you positively comes within. You're the person who can decide, what you want your worldview to be and what you want it to be. So make it a good one.
Absolutely. And Booster, give him some of that lovely accent, man.
Well, this is an accent. It's from New Zealand, and I hope you enjoy it, because this is what has gotten me this far so far, nepotism and an accent. So thanks, everyone, for getting me this far.
You are most certainly welcome. And we all know the ladies love the New Zealander accent. They love it.
Do I really got to get out of this country? Much better luck in another.
You probably would. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot. It's a lot of fun today. Keep in mind that on Tuesday at 10 p.m. you have the Drawn and Quartered Pro Edition. Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time you have the Fan Edition. Check those both up. The Fan Edition is on this channel this week. But of course, on Tuesday night, before Drawn and Quartered, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Bugbear's Basement. And we have a lot of fun over there, so please come check that out. And of course, on this week, we're not having Fanspeak on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as usual. It is going to be Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because of some responsibilities that I have. But that's an aberration. That's not going to be the normal thing. So Saturday this week. But like I said, hey, go give your submissions over to Fanspeak and Facebook. Check out the new podcast on Anchor. And you guys just have yourself a wonderful day.
And don't forget about the special guest on this Saturday edition.
Oh, yes. No, I should mention that. Thank you very much, Denali. Yes. We do have another special guest. We had Gary Shipman. We had Artie Bear. This week we have Mike Baron. Yes, Mike Baron. Nexus, Marvel,
Badger.
DC, Badger. I loved Badger when I was younger. So we're bringing the hits, man. We got some really cool artists that we get to interview. And we do it different than the other channels do because we are actual fans. So we interact in that way. But thank you very much for reminding me about that, Denali. But yes, Mike Baron this week. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Aloha.